Thanks for staying with us. Electricity distribution companies have quietly increased the tariff payable by power consumers across the country. Although most of the discos did not make this public, electricity users have kicked against the move, describing it as perfect robbery amidst the harsh economic realities in Nigeria. Joining us on the show is a spokesman for the discos, Otumba Sunday Oduntan. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning and Happy New Year.
So you can join the conversation, call us on 081-270-53687. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read your tweets. Otumba, let's bring this to home conversation. But we heard that you people connived together to increase tariff without letting us, the people, know. Is it true?
The last time I checked, the ladies on your view, like this morning, I met YK sitting down in her car, reading newspaper, doing research. I always thought that your view ladies are always on top of their game, doing research. When they read the very bogus headline saying, Disco have increased electricity secretly, consumers kick. One leading newspaper in Nigeria was the first to do that. A respectable newspaper, I won't mention the name of that newspaper, but I'm sure the editor can hear me. They don't do research, they don't even read, and they are publishing. Disco has not increased any tariff. Now, Disco don't even increase tariff. Go back to our program on this same platform. When I explained that the job of increasing tariff is that of review tariff, not even increase, whether upward or downward, is that of our regulator. And we must even commend them. They are doing a very difficult job. Let me explain to you why I said Disco did not increase any tariff this January. What happened? Since last year, there was what we call MITO 2022, multi-year tariff order, issued by the regulator on the 1st of January 2022. It was published on their website from the 4th of May 2022, where they listed there clearly what all of us in the country will be paying for the next 5 years until 2026. I have it here, I will show you everything, all the discos. So you know even in advance what you might pay, and it has been explained many times that there will be review every 6 months.
Wow. And
once they set those things, it will kick in automatically. So what you saw, all those things, is as a result of the December review, that is automatically there, not us, and not them just doing anything secretly. This was done after public consultation. All the approval were done before it was published on the 4th of May 2022. So we were surprised when people started. You see that even the ministers deny any knowledge of increase, because what was agreed, that tariff plan, we call it MITO 2022, is a 5-year tariff path. Yeah. Okay, 5 years, 2026. Oh. And they'll be doing review every 6 months because they have to look at the realities of our economy. You cannot isolate the discourse from what is going on in the country. You have to look at inflation. I've said it before on this program, minimum of 70% of the equipment used in the power sector are imported. So forex is important, inflation is important. If Naira suddenly become 200 Naira to $1 or 100 Naira to $1, the cost of electricity will come down immediately. It's automatic. But if it keeps going up, when they do the review, they have to do it and look at those indices. That is what we all need to understand. It's not something that happened suddenly and was not done secretly. Okay.
So NEC and MITO 2022 tariff pact.
Yes.
So for me, it has answered a lot of the questions because we are here with our boxing gloves.
I'm ready.
Okay. But this has explained that there has been something that's been put in place, a 5-year plan. Please, just remind us, you know we can be very forgetful in Nigeria. When this path was put together, and who were the people that sat down as stakeholders to determine how you, every 6 months, increase, because the tariff path looks like it's going to be on a constant increase. That we all agreed as Nigerians that every 6 months, you people will be increasing our tariffs for us. When?
Who is
Please
we?
remind us. Remind us. And who are the
Thank you. We, the people.
Which people?
We.
Is that what she's asking?
Because
Tell
let
us.
me explain.
Please explain.
When they hold public consultation, I'm not a spokesman for NAC, but we should be fair on them. In fact, we should commend them. They are doing a very difficult job, the job of maintaining the balance between what Nigerians need to pay and how to ensure that the power sector does not collapse. So the interest of the consumers as against that of the operators in ensuring that they are able to sustain the business commercially, or else everything will go down. Now, when they hold public consultation, it is public. They made it public. They went everywhere. Here in Kenya, they did. And they invited all stakeholders. I was there, NBA was there, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria was there, a lot of
Civil society.
civil society, plenty were there. They asked questions, and they even showed them, in some cases, the tariff will come down as we go along the line. And they explained to them what we call PIP, Performance Improvement Plan, which of course are the guidelines for improved disco performance and the market remittance obligation. I've said it before, you know, disco collect money from you, they remit to the market. And for those of you, people in Magodo, they know themselves. They have good electricity, and I'm looking at you, madam. In your own case, you're on band A. You are getting more than YK, for instance. But in fact, because you are getting more, you should be paying more than her. That's what is going on. In fact, it's only people in band A and B that are mostly affected. And if you give you more electricity and you get more, you'll be paying more. Even your producer had confirmed to me that indeed electricity has improved in his area. And I said, thank you.
Yeah, I see.
Once you have improvement,
Yeah.
get ready to pay.
That's the only reason why I understand you. Because I remember when there was no electricity at all, many Nigerians were saying, just give us this thing, we will pay.
No matter how much.
No matter how
Now
much,
giving
because we know that even abroad, they'll be telling you, turn off the light, because, hey, I don't want electricity. Everybody's watching how they turn on electricity, because electricity anywhere in the world is expensive. So Nigerians have said, give us, we will pay.
And we're giving you,
what we don't
and you
want,
don't want to pay.
is you not telling us about this MITO 2022 when
It's
Nigerians
there.
are not aware that every 6 months, so...
You forgot.
No, we didn't forget. Coming off with
So you want
tell
me to be
us.
telling you every 6 months?
Yes.
Please, let's make a deal.
Mind
Every
us.
6 months, invite me here.
So
Or
I'll
next.
come here to inform you.
Right,
about
right.
it. He's coming tomorrow. He's
we
coming
agree.
next week.
Oh, look, like
I'll do that.
we have said that we will pay if you give us lights.
Yes.
But you have not given us light fully.
For those that don't have lights.
Yenny.
Wait,
Speak for
let
yourself.
me.
And we are not increasing the tariff of those that
I
don't
know
have
how
light.
much diesel I'm buying now. Whether it is Shrine, whether it is my house, I know how much diesel I buy weekly. In fact, the diesel supplier gave me a bag of rice.
Because you're such a good customer.
Yes,
You were
because
such a good customer.
Because I was such a good customer, in fact.
You give me
He
2 bags
gave
of
me
rice.
a bag of rice.
Yenny Kuti, we are coming to you.
You've been saying that for how many years?
It's gradually.
They are coming to you. I think so for
We are
many
repairing,
years.
see, we are buying diesel. It's not just diesel. I just bought turbo charger, turbo something for generator, 125, January 2nd.
I understand.
So you're having this kind of bills. If we had constant NEPA, you can even forget that you have generator.
That's correct.
Exactly.
Increase
Just
of
that
tariff.
they do forget they have generator in Magodo.
What this
I'm
is
If
not-
But is it
Magodo
about
now, it's only
Magodo?
Magodo now.
I'm
The
just
rest
saying.
of us are
for
still using
example,
our
there are
data
many
for
people-
them.
Allows
I can
area.
give you 10
We don't
places.
forget that we have.
Mention of that area.
Let me go
Show
on a
me
break.
by-
I like her. Show me by-
Ikeja, I'm in Lagos. Let me do Lagos first, and I'll do other towns. Shonibara Estate, Ikeja GRA, Magodo, offices.
She too is in Magodo.
Omole, phase 1, phase 2, right? That's Lagos.
Highbrow
Go to
areas.
Abuja.
Yeah, the ones I've chosen to... Okay, let me go on a break. When we come back, we'll continue with this conversation.
Mariah,
No,
not speaking for
we'll be
them.
right back. Thanks for staying with us. We still have our guest, Otumba Sunday Oduntan, with us. Yes, you're going to talk.
So I understand that there's an agreement that has been signed and policies have been put in place that would ensure there's a regulated price increase across the power sector. That's twice every year, right? 6 months review. But, and I know you're a private sector. The Nigerians are complaining because they feel like things are hitting them bills are hitting them from different sides. So these are the same Nigerians who are having to deal with scarcity of petrol. And even though you are celebrating those who have power, you have people in your band C, band D, band E that they don't have power, but but the little power that they have, and many of them probably don't even have, they don't have prepaid meters, so they are getting estimated billing, and they are buying petrol expensive, food is expensive, then this is now happening to them. It feels like everybody is just trying to take whatever little they've gathered together, which is why there was a huge social media backlash. That where is the light that we're paying for? What is the commitment of the Discos, the NARC, to people who don't have power, who still don't have prepaid meters and are being billed like this?
So you're going to respond to Tokwe's question?
Yes,
Go ahead,
I was
please.
trying to talk about PIP, Performance Improvement Plan, which is just talking about the guideline for improved disco performance and market remittances obligation. Now, all of these are tied to a tariff, which means a tariff that will allow the disco to cover its cost of operations. But that's just saying that anywhere you hear, oh, our light has improved, that's a place where some investment has been made into equipment and things that will make it easy for the value chain from generation, transmission to distribution to ensure that there's light in that particular location. What we need to do is to expand this and give more to more people and more areas. And people need to just show understanding. Remember, food vendors or transporters, go and check. Even in bakeries, you buy bread, press it like this, just go, you go flat because inside the bread, they put air now because the cost of operation or cost of production has gone up. And like I said, discos cannot exist in a vacuum. Let us show understanding. And as for the regulators that are saddled with this job, we should commend them. They try their best to ensure that it doesn't get too hard. I'm looking at a Nigeria, and we're looking for a new government, hopefully. I'm looking at a Nigeria that by 2026, some of these tariff classes will start coming down because the more electricity we have, the more investment that has been done over time, it goes up, it stays same, it starts coming down because the equipment are already there anyway. So that is what I want people to understand. We cannot punish Nigerians. We need you to patronize us. If we don't serve you well, you will not be happy to pay. I kept mentioning Magodo and some other people because they are happy to pay. They are paying because they are getting the service.
Hold on, sir.
But if I'm not serving you, you will not be willing to pay. And the complaint
there is no competitor now.
Exactly.
You see, that's the problem.
I don't have any option.
If the discos, it's a monopoly.
You have option.
There's no option.
Which option?
What are the
You have
Which
just
option?
mentioned
There is
one
no
of the
other
options.
generator.
No.
That's an option.
No.
No, you know it's not an
I'm
option.
doing option.
Okay, but
Power from the grid is the cheapest, yet we are complaining as Nigerians. The power you get from the grid is still the cheapest. Go and check. Your generator costs you 5 times more. Go and check.
But generator is not that is not competitor. Generator is not competitor. That means I am my own government.
Not allows.
If I'm using my generator, that means I'm my own government. If I buy solar, that means I'm using my.
Serving everybody in Lagos, so I can choose to say in my house.
Oh, that is coming.
I want
the
to
market will get to the point where you can even use Abuja electricity while you are in Ikeja.
So it's with
I
centralized.
get your point
Okay,
on that.
my question I was going to ask you is because it is in your interest that you get money not just for Magodo, Omole, and all, from the masses.
That's correct.
That's the best interest. So what are you doing to ensure that those people that are in other communities that are probably not as organized as estates? So I'll say it's easier to approach estates and say, okay, XYZ, X8, we can offer you electricity if you're willing to pay this. That's easier. But those who don't live in estates, those who live in communities, how are you reaching out to maybe the local governments, or what are you doing to see how they can get organized such that you can also provide them some kind of electricity that is more consistent?
What we're doing in conjunction with the federal government and other stakeholders in the sector, because as a distributor, I can only distribute what has been produced and transported to me. Okay. However, we're working together. You will have heard about Siemens program by federal government. That's about equipment.
Okay.
If you have the right equipment, the right size of equipment in the right places, and you have others linking up to it, once we are able to clean the network, invest more in the system, it will get everywhere. Okay? And let me not go without talking about the meter that she mentioned. There's an opportunity. There are 2 schemes of metering. There's the National Mass Metering Program, which is free of charge meters, and I know that nobody can tell me that those meters are available as I'm talking now. They were available, they finished. Maybe they are coming soon. But for now, the other option is the regulator has allowed the private meter manufacturers, third-party suppliers, to give you meter. If you need a meter, meters are available. You pay for those through your discos. So it's good for everybody to be metered. If you are metered, there won't be argument. But don't fall to the, some people who are circulating some fake news saying that MAP is well and live. Meter asset provider is voluntary. But once you need a meter, approach your disco that you want a meter under MAP. While you are waiting for the federal government free of charge one that has not come. Then you will be metered. Once you are metered, you'll be able to measure your consumption. That's what metering. But whether you have meter or not, if there's no electricity, your meter is not useful. You need to have electricity. What we are saying is that let us all work together to ensure that Nigeria has electricity. All this bulk passing will not help.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let me take this call from Egbeda.
Together.
Let me take a call from Egbeda. I'll come back to you. Good morning,
You
sir.
have
Are you
your
there?
job, I have my job.
Oh, I'm so sorry for
Please,
taking
I need to ask you
You have
this
your
question.
job, I have my job. My own job is to pay you. Once I pay you, I expect to have
Quality
24/7 hours electricity. I don't want to hear, you don't
Grid
worry,
shuts
it
down.
will come.
Okay.
I don't want generator.
let me
I
reply you.
want to be able to say, I want to sell this generator to
Farabalẹ̀.
Okay, wait.
Take it easy. Yẹni Aníkúlápó Kútì.
Sir,
Take it easy.
I'm taking it easy.
Now-
Diesel is killing me.
My job is to give you electricity. You say your job is to pay.
Yes.
That is working together. Okay? If I now point out to you areas in your, some places in your area where they bypass all the time,
Yes.
where they
Don't
steal
pay.
energy.
Not everybody
I don't
is
want to
responsible as
mention your
any
area,
to pay.
but you know I know.
Yes.
Not you, not even your neighbor, but on your street, there are thieves. Because those things happen, those
Go and
guys are not
catch
working
them.
with us. We are trying.
Send law
You know
enforcement.
about them.
That's
I
why
have a very,
that's
very
why law
important
enforcement, we need them to
question.
go to the train stations and also wait because we want to protect our
Because
students.
we
They
Nigerians
are
must tell ourselves the
protected.
truth. We should not steal energy. But there's a
exactly.
question I want to ask you.
Ask me, Tokwe.
Please. There is, I told Mariah said it's biopologist. I say it's not biopologist. I'm going to ask you that because some people are stealing, those of us that we are compliant are paying more. Because some people are that sir,
No.
no, don't
That's
say
not-
that.
No,
That
let her finish her question.
that's
Understand?
it.
Let me break it down.
Let her
Okay,
finish
tell
her
me.
question.
So because based on the analysis we had with somebody from the energy sector who said that this, if we release 1,000 megawatts just for fun of it to this Ikeja area, and they pay the first bill after the first month, and only 300 was paid for. It means that 700 was stolen within this area. So the next time, I would divide the consumption on the people that have paid. Then they also mentioned in this Bepalogies and Mariah claim that I want you to break down that Shangisha is very close to Magodo, enjoying the same power that we're enjoying, but they're not paying the same bill we are paying. Why are they enjoying power and they're not paying what we inside Magodo?
Thank you very much. Very good. We are 5 on this table.
Yes, sir.
Assuming we are neighbors, 5 houses, 1 transformer. Out of the 5 of us, only Marian and Morayo have prepaid meter, have meters. 2 of them are metered. Or let's say 3 of us. 3 of us are metered. Yeni and Tokwe, you are not metered. And me, I'm metered in my house because I have a meter, prepaid meter. I now bypass 2 of my air conditioner. And Ikeja Electric didn't know about it. So I'm going to vend. I buy credit all the time. But I'm using some appliances like AC free of charge. What happened is that in your estimated billing, you are paying for me without you knowing, without the service provider knowing. Because the service provider is looking at the energy on that transformer for 5 houses. And these 3, they are paid through buying credits.
So whatever is left is...
Whatever is left goes to them.
Can
Hold on,
that's,
hold on.
He has answered our
Solution to
question.
that, the 5 need to be metered. We'll now see that from the meter on the transformer, they will now see that, they bought all their credits, but we're having a difference, the energy supplied. We'll now come and check the 5 premises, praying that Yeni will not unleash her dogs on us. Saying, don't come here, I have to pay meter. No, we must enter that compound and check. By the time we check the 5, you'll find out that Oduntan has been stealing. and the law will take its course.
Okay.
That's number one. Shangisha and the other one, the other neighborhood. There's a place called Sun City Estate in Abuja, and the neighborhood, the next estate, Sun City. The other one, Galadima, I'm sure Mayor will know that. Galadima, same energy, same tariff, not different tariff.
Same tariff.
Let me correct that, not different tariff. But non-payment is very high, energy theft is very high. So every time we go there and try to bring them down, that is, disconnect them, people erupt, violent, beating our staff, and the rich people in Sun City Estate will say, why are you doing that? It's wicked, but you are paying. These other people are not paying. Even the other estates near Sun City, where there are more energy theft than Sun City. So it's about Nigerians, about we. So when I talk about working together, collaboration, cooperation, what I'm saying is that if you see something in your area, say something. Okay. Then we'll take action. So that you can have
excuse me, if I say something, and then you go there and they unleash their dogs on you, then you will say, Mariah will say, is this same security that you want to chase train? Is this same security? What is the solution?
The solution
What do you have the security that you will use?
Yes.
Because you can actually investigate and see who is stealing. Because if me, I go and enter somebody's house and they beat me,
you don't need
I
to
don't
enter
have security
you need
to
to
follow
give us
me.
information that you know.
Which information?
You
I don't have any information.
It doesn't concern me.
I don't have information.
Agreed.
If you
I
see
pay my
something,
NEPA.
say something. Give me
Okay,
information.
there's a call from
I'll
Magodo
take
that I wanted to
action.
take before I come to Mariam.
I don't have.
Hello, good morning. Are you still
information.
there? I think we lost that call. Oh, I do apologize. Go ahead, sir, please.
Yes, thank you for having me. The dishonesty of the discourse is very appalling. Even the Magodo that he's talking about, an organized
Estate.
estate,
Yeah.
what they have done is that the meters are configured in such a way that when they say they are selling 1 kilowatt to you, they're actually selling like 75% of that for one. So, like you are doing when you get to the filling station, when you say you pay for 25 liters, meanwhile you are getting 17 liters. That is exactly what they are doing. Now, I also believe that a responsible disco should be interested in meeting everybody, not forcing people to go and buy meters, not waiting till people get meters. You should be interested in meeting everybody because you are cheating people. That is why you do not care whether you are metered or not. We will bill you based on the transformer, whether you use light or not.
Okay.
You must pay.
Thank you, Deji. There are two things you have said. Yes, sir. Yes, please. Two things.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm going to respond robustly because Oga spoke English, which gives me the impression that Oga is a well-educated person. If a call was made by a mechanic, I will answer in a different way. Let me say this. Magodo, we call it willing buyer, willing seller arrangement. A contractual dealing whereby the disco is willing to supply you premium. That's what they use. I don't know whether Oga is a civil servant too. If they say premium, it means that you are paying more than normal. Nobody is giving you wrong dishonesty, no, or programming anything, no. You know what you are paying for, and you're getting the service that you're paying for. You cannot expect that you'll be paying the same thing in Magodo as somebody across the road, Alakpere. Okay? Because the guy in Alakpere is not getting what you are getting. So you can't eat your cake and have it. You are a big man, but you want the Keke Napep driver to be paying the same thing as you, whereas in your house, you have all the appliances of the world. I'm sorry, let us understand this. To get more, we must be willing to pay more. I'm just begging. And I understand the frustration. I know that you are leaking it with fuel and everything. That has nothing to do with us. We all have to also pay the gas suppliers. Let us look at the market, the cost of things, cost of production, cost of operation. Sum it up now.
But the surrounding
That's
community
the
around Magodo, for example, gets exactly the same electricity. Yes,
whoever gets what they get
is a benefit.
You see, when you say surrounding,
Yes.
there is improvement everywhere
Yes.
and most places. Even where the supply has been low, it is better than last year.
Okay.
In YK's house
My
today,
diesel bill
the
doesn't
supply is better than last year. The diesel cost has gone up. That's why you don't understand the issue of the quantity. Now, the surrounding areas, the supply has got better, But the special agreement in Magodo is better than surrounding areas. That's what I'm saying. When I mention premium service, it is premium. And you cannot go on the plane and you take a first class and you are now saying that the person in premium economy is the same thing as you. Oga, go to the back seat now.
Okay, let me take this
That's
call
what's
from
going
Olabi.
on.
I have a call that'll come to you. Good morning, sir. Are you there?
I need to read some.
Hello, you're there.
Oduntan.
You're live. Go ahead.
Yeah, I really recommend Ikeja Electric for the good job they are doing. But I have one issue. In my father's house now, the bills they are bringing, upstairs they are bringing 100,000. Downstairs they are bringing 100,000. That accumulates in a month 200,000. Even the house rent is not up to the NEPA bill they are bringing. The tenants are packing out. Even the last tenant that packed out, I purposely put there and arrest this man that, okay, even if you are not paying the rent, pay this NEPA bill. I've been to NEPA because as you say in the same area, in my house now, I have a meter. When I notice that, okay, I'm consuming this week, I have to switch to solar and leave my AC alone on NEPA. So, this thing, I've been to Ikeja Electric, I've been to Oduntan, even though people there, they said, okay, we should apply for prepaid meter. This prepaid meter has been going on for 1 year. I've applied for MAP. They're still not giving us bill to go and pay and to get this prepaid meter. Please, what can you do for us? Or if you have anybody I can go and get it only or upload to.
All right. Thank you, sir.
I will do that.
Thank you very much, sir. A caller like you is certainly a patriotic and a good Nigerian. So you are honest. You started out by commending the Ikeja Electric. You didn't just condemn flatly like some people. What I want to say, first, my apologies. We have inefficiencies too in our system because they are Nigerians. Until we go and bring Malaika or Angel. Yes, how can somebody apply for meter on that map and somebody somewhere is not doing what they are supposed to be doing? Can you please call the studio? I will leave my number. I will personally, sir, come into this and ensure that something is done at Ikeja. Okay. I apologize. There's no excuse for inefficiency.
Let me take one question from Mariam. Because we have to wrap up.
Well done for that.
At the point, I thought you were running for election, but let's go. I just would like you to clarify some things. You know, there are some things we say, and as Mariam will say, bear apologies, so that we're not caught in that type of conversation. Is there a way that our meters can be configured in a way that it would cheat us out of what we're supposed to be paying? Is there a way that that can happen? Is there any loophole that is possible?
Not that I know of. Let me tell you why I say so.
Or Nigerian factor?
It will be criminal. Well, when you talk about Nigerian factor, you are talking about negativity. You are talking about people, you are talking about rogues, people doing things that they are not supposed to be doing. Meters are programmed and configured, and nobody would target Mariah and say, let us configure her own differently. The meter are supplied to all customers are done similarly, and in the case of tariff classes, programmed to fit into your tariff class. So they cannot now do something to increase your own and reduce my own. We are neighbors next door. That's not possible. Somebody has asked me before, that was in Kano, that he believed that that meter is running too fast. Then I now asked him to do more investigation. The gentleman, the allergy, called me over 2 months later to say that, indeed, in his boys' quarter, his house boys were inviting outsiders to come and iron clothes. They have more than 5 irons there. You see, when people don't manage electricity, your unit will just be going like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is the truth.
So, for example,
so if it cannot be done individually, can it be done?
Somebody was saying, let me ask you.
That would be criminal. It can
Somebody
be,
was saying, I want to ask you this question with what Mariam said. So, for example, if I manipulate your meter, is the money coming to my pocket? Because why would I manipulate? I want to understand how people can manipulate. Because you know, when you go for a pump, when you go to buy fuel, I can manipulate because I know that I can remove the money directly and I can pay. You know how you can manipulate the
meter
pump?
setting, yeah.
So that you as an attendant can take out money for yourself, manipulate the figures. But for meters,
where does the money go?
How would you manipulate it?
What I've heard is people that they had their old meters replaced, prepaid meters, old prepaid meters. they were spending at 50,000 naira per month.
Okay.
When they replaced the old
It went
meters
up.
with new meters, same
bless
consumption, controlling everything,
Thank
suddenly
you.
it's like almost 15,000 naira difference.
This is
So
all-
that's why some people say they don't want to change their old
Thank you.
prepaid
Oh,
meters.
we will have to change them. Thank you very much. That's a very good question. Meters have lifespan. Every meter, after 10 years, the integrity of that meter is in question.
It's not done 10 years.
When
let
have
me-
we even started
let me
metering?
repeat. Let me repeat now. The ones she's talking about are obsolete meters. Because they are obsolete, they will now be either too slow or too fast. In most cases, they are always, 90% of the time, they are always too slow. When they now bring an accurate meter that will measure things accurately, to now be giving them accurate calculation, they will now say it's too fast. Sorry, madam. Meters that are obsolete need to be changed. And if it's any meter that is black in color, that's even one of the way of knowing. If your meter is black in color, listeners, your meter, if it is black in color like me, as I'm black like this, that meter is obsolete.
That's finished.
Your meter should be, who is
We have to wrap up.
Maybe
We have
like,
to wrap
maybe
up.
like Mariah's color.
YK is yellow. YK is the after. Let's say if you come in the
Omobola Oduntan says, at Igondo, we pay 78 naira per unit. This is outrageous. Meg Jacobs.
And what is that?
Jacob says, why are they holding back the government free prepaid meters, making it very difficult for poor Nigerians to have access to
should be
prepaid
asking
meters?
government.
It is so frustrating.
Please tell us, check it for us.
Yes.
Maybe it's expensive in the
No.
estate.
Maybe it's banned.
What I'm even trying to do is,
What
you
band?
see,
Then,
We
sorry,
have to run. No, we don't have any much
one
time.
more question quickly. Why monitor consumption from transformers? There should be ways of knowing how much electricity is consumed in every house. Don't tell me technology is not available. Okay.
Okay, we have to wrap up. I think we have to bring it back. We've run out of time. But I think,
Whenever you're ready.
well, you've told us that you send us this,
Yes.
you email us the
I'll send it to you.
various tariffs, so we know,
send it to you.
and we have to understand that this is going to happen for 5 years.
and when I
After
send
every
it to
6
you,
months, there'll be a review.
differentiate it from special bilateral agreements, premium service, willing buyer, willing seller. It's different from this one.
All right, that's all we can take. Thank you very much for clarifying. So according to Otumba Sunday Oduntan, there was no increase in tariff. What was agreed by the MYTO 2022 was that for 5 years, there will be a 6-month increment across, well, review. Let me not say increment, review. Because it can be reviewed downwards or upwards, depending on it. But that's what has been agreed with civil society and all the various stakeholders at the meeting that they had last year.
In
and it's
Nigeria,
something we should
nothing goes
expect.
down.
May 4.
All right.
Everything goes up.